Hello, today in this video I'm going to show you all the Lego makes I made using a 4x7 chassis that you saw in my tutorial videos over the past 2 weeks. First off, to recap, the 4x7 chassis is a Lego brick that was released in 1987 and used in lots of Lego system sets, and they're still used in lots of sets today. The piece code for this is 2441. And they have appeared in a total of 6 colours: red, yellow, green, blue, black and white. A couple of the more rare ones are blue and white, while the more common ones are red and black. So I'm going to count this down in order of the tutorial videos I posted, and just as a bit of a special treat, I've included some exclusive mystery vehicles which we will cover once I've done the last one. So the first one that was introduced was the LeShawks from Crash Team Racing for PS4, Xbox and Switch. Also in each of my cars, I've included a random Lego minifig. So here's the first one, which is the LeShawks, which was the first tutorial video I did. And the character I've decided to put in this one is Sailor Mercury from Sailor Moon. She is not from any official Lego set. She is made from a bootleg set that you can find on She comes as a set on eBay. Now, the one thing most of you may be lacking is a blue chassis, since what I said before is the blue chassis is one of the hardest chassis pieces you can find regarding Lego. It has only appeared in 2 Lego sets, the Victory Cup Races and the Weetabix promotional pack. So because the red chassis is hard to find, that doesn't mean you don't have to make it. Just like on Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled, you can actually change the colour into whatever you want, which is why I made this one a little while ago. So with your LeShawks, you can pretty much make it into any colour combination you want, or you can make the original just like on the game. Plus, I even decided to change the wheels a bit, because if you look on the game, the wheels are actually more 5-spoke than black. But I picked the black wheels on the original because I think it suits it more. And for this one, I picked Golfing President Business from the Lego Movie 2 Blind Bag series, which came out this time last year. That's those taken care of. And to those of you that wants to make it just as it is, this is what the actual Lego model looks like on Lego Digital Designer, the original, and the alternative colour you saw. Now next up, the next tutorial video I did was the Streamliner from Mario Kart Tour. Here it is. And for this one, I've decided to use Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, you're probably wondering, this is from a Lego Dimensions set, where you see I never really owned it at all. I actually got this as part of some Lego Sonic the Hedgehog bootleg minifigs you can find on eBay. Now, the one thing I am already aware of is I am aware that the main base of the car is actually all grey, but unfortunately you cannot get any 4x7 chassis in grey as of now. So I used black instead. I could just use white, but then it would clash with the colours of this, so I've just stuck to black. And to those of you who remembered around Christmas time, there was a holiday tour that was released just short of Christmas. And if you were a Gold Pass member, you could redeem the red car for just over 100 grand stars. And also, if you remember from my video, I also made a red version. And we have the infamous Red Sonic, which, strange as it may sound, on the actual bootleg item itself when I bought it on eBay, this is actually supposed to be Knuckles, but I call him Red Sonic. You know, one of the famous hacks from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And just like the red car, this is what the blue one should look like when you're actually making it in real life. So now the next car I did was the Lotus M200 automobile. Although I've actually more or less based its design off its appearance on Lotus 3 The Ultimate Challenge, which came out for the Amiga, Atari ST and PC-DOS. It's also called Lotus 2 Rex on the Sega Mega Drive. I actually made two colour variants, the original red and the alternative green. So here's what the original red looked like from the video. The only difference compared to the way that you make it, the back here, I actually made this using a sticker and some sellotape on a 1x4 brick. And of course the grey bit here is to imitate the exhaust pipe as shown here. And then on the video, and also the minifig I picked was the policeman, which I believe is rumoured to be one of the first LEGO minifigs released. And as per you, and if you remember from the video, you can actually remove the bar piece here so it will look just like a Lotus M100 or an Elan SE. So now here's the green version. And for this one, I decided to go with the Joker from Batman. Now another thing to point out, these two NP cheese slopes here, you can actually take them off and convert it so it looks like the car has pop-up headlights. So here's how you do it. There you go, now it looks like the car's headlights are sticking out. Now the one thing regarding this model, I've actually made it so you can actually keep the headlight pieces with the minifig so you can change them at any time. You have enough room to fit them in the doors right here next to the minifig. I recommend this because that way you can change them at any time and you won't lose the piece. So that's those taken care of. Now the next car I went for was a Le Mans car. A Le Mans car are actually sports cars that participated in 24-hour events, and as the name implies, they are French cars. So here is my design on what it looked on what I based my Le Mans off. I decided to go with it, change the doors just for a bit of a change, and I picked Wildstar with a true hair colour from the Lego Movie 2. Just like when I talked about the Lee Sharks, you can actually customise it to any colour you want, which is why I made an alternative black version with Bad Cop. Just like when I showed you the Lee Sharks, I actually changed the wheel types for both of them. Same car, different colour theme and different wheels, but all in all, it's still the same. So we got this one which is red with yellow stripes and normal headlights, while this one is black with red stripes and yellow headlights. And of course they look like this from Lego Digital Designer. The red one which I made and the black one. I kind of forgot to show off what the Lotus cars look like, so here they are. So that's the Le Mans cars covered. So next up came the go-kart, which was an inspiration from Lego Friends. But if you remember from my video, I actually made the kart so it's compatible with minifigs and mini dolls. Here's the minifig example with Emmett. For Emmett, all you pretty much need is just a steering wheel, and underneath here is a jumper plate so you can put on the handlebars if you want to switch to a mini doll. And speaking of mini doll, here's the mini doll version with Tempo from the Lego Movie 2 as well. Now, unlike the minifig, I actually included a seat part here, which you can just say here. The pedals here, which keeps the minifig locked in place. And of course the handlebars, so it keeps the minifig from holding on to it. And the front wedges also moves closer. So that's the go-kart for the minifig and mini doll sorted. And of course, here's what it looks like on LEGO Digital Designer. The minifig version in blue and the mini doll version in red. So that's those taken care of. Now next up, I'm switching into more original makes, so they're not going to have any variants whatsoever. But next up on the list came the Turbocharger from LEGO Racers. Turbocharger is actually an official LEGO minifig who appeared in some classic LEGO sets, but what we're focusing on is the car itself. Now, as established before, I don't have the minifig, but I managed to compromise with a few pieces. So here's the Turbocharger car itself. Mine is actually almost a replica. Only difference is, it doesn't have any torso patterns or any coloured lines on the helmet as shown. But the helmet liner is still the same. The reason this is part of a 4x7 chassis is because it's actually easier to make with a 4x7 chassis as shown here. It locks everything together nice and easy. And of course, what the car looks like on LEGO Digital Designer. So next up, we've got yet again another video game replica. This time, it's the 13th racing car from the original Ridge Racer. You already saw my LEGO version of the Sold Aunt Crenelle from last spring, but it's up on my channel. You should see it there somewhere. So here it is. This is also one of the only LEGO creations I made that uses an old-fashioned retired 3x4 mudguard, which according to research, this black one has only appeared in one LEGO set, just like the white chassis. Most people actually call this car the Lamborghini because of the square light tail lights that's shown on the game. And of course, this is what the car looks like on LEGO Digital Designer. Like I said, LEGO Digital Designer doesn't have the 3x4 mudguards, so I improvised by mixing up a few pieces on the application itself. So next up we've got a family wagon. A station wagon with lots of windows at the back for extra storage and can hold more people. Of course, mine was a bit of a mix between a station wagon and a 4x4. And who do we have driving this? Well, it's none other than Rex Dangervest from the LEGO Movie 2. I picked the cowboy version just so it makes it look more unique. The reason I say this is part 4x4 is because I also included a spare wheel on the back. But that's optional, you don't have to include one if you don't want to. And as shown here, you can actually put pieces inside. So they come out like this. So it's useful for storing some small Lego bricks. And of course, just as with all my models, here's the design on Lego Digital Designer. Now normally you can actually use a 1x4 clear bracket here, but I used two 1x2s since I didn't have a 1x4. But either way, they still work. Now we're on to my last three couple of interesting creations, and this time the characters are actually from an anime. Now just so you know, there are no reference pictures for this one since it's the original design. And you guessed it, it's for Cyber Concept. And who we have driving? It's Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion. One of the special features that I included from it, if you didn't look at the video, is the detachable cyber engine. Although if you look at it more, it actually looks more like I've actually based this off a Lotus M200. Only difference is this car doesn't have pop-up headlights, it's got LED headlights. So that's the Cyber Concept, and just like when I showed 13th Racing, here is its design on Lego Digital Designer. Now there are some frame pieces with some bits sticking out, but these pieces are actually from a couple of Lego Movie 2 sets I already mentioned on that video. Now the next one I got here, which is actually one of my favourites. And we have the open wheel Formula 1 car with Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Not sure if you were already unaware, but the colour theme for this is based off the 2004 F1 Ferrari livery. And this is also one of those makes that's compatible with minifigs with big long hair as shown here. I also went for black rims since most F1 cars have full black wheels and black rims, let alone the stickers that are on the tyres, which shows the sponsors. And here's its design from Lego Digital Designer. It doesn't have the number 3 on the slope because the number 3 is actually from some more classic Lego, while this one focuses mainly on modern. And now for my last one for my tutorial videos, and then will come 3 mystery exclusive cars. So the last one we have is a street rod, or as I called it a 50s hot rod. It's got the rear wings at the back, just like a Cadillac Eldorado, and the big block engine is to represent it being a hot rod, like street kind of car, like that of the Annihilator Street Rod, the famous fastest car on the game from Burnout Paradise. And of course, we have Mari from Neon Genesis Evangelion 2.0, You Cannot. Although I don't understand why she's a hated character, I'll have to have a look into it. And of course, it's designed from Lego Digital Designer as well. Alright, that's all the cars covered. Now next up are going to be some special cars that you will only see in this video. The tutorials for those will not be out till much later. So for the first mystery car we have is the Santa Sleigh. This is one of my only Lego cars out of the 4x7 chassis that does not actually use a 4x7 chassis. I built the 4x7 chassis and then I put it on top of the ski body that I made. Just bear with me a sec while I show you what it looks like. What it looks like between it separated from the ski itself. Just bear with me a minute. Yeah. Phew. It's actually a lot tougher than I thought. Maybe when I make a tutorial for this, I'll actually separate it off screen. But yeah, sorry if it's taking too long to dismantle, so I'll probably have to show that off in another video. But the design of the car was actually based similar to Veronica Voltage's car from LEGO Racers. But now let's move on to the next car. The next mystery car is a LEGO Christmas cart. This is what it looks like on LEGO Digital Designer, but my design, you'll actually be quite surprised at it. Here it is. Not sure if you can already tell the resemblance, but it resembles that of the black race car from the LEGO System set, from LEGO System 1631-1, otherwise known as Black Race Car. The only difference is I added some stickers on the wheels, the slopes and the spoiler. Made using double-sided tape and photo glossy paper. So I've got another exclusive mate, which is pretty much a colour variant of the original, but added with some festival stickers. And finally, I saved the best for last. The last exclusive mystery car of this video is a Triumph TR7. So those of you that don't know, a Triumph TR7 is a British sports car that was released in the 80s. The reason I've picked this car is because my dad used to have this when he got engaged with my mother. But what you are seeing here is an original Triumph TR7. This LEGO one I want to show you is what my dad's looks like with a body kit. And unlike all the other cars, this one is not minifig supported. It's made to resemble a small-scale version of the actual car. Of course, I replicated this with stickers, just like you saw with my Lotus cars. But to avoid showing off the license plate, I just made it say TR7. As for the inside of the car, I've made it so it actually represents the inside interior. We've got the steering wheel here, the gas pedal, and even a leg rest for the passenger, along with the seats as well. So there we go, that was the last of my 3 exclusive cars on this video. I will show all 3 of them one last time before I end off the video. In order that I showed them, so we got the Santa ski car, the Christmas cart, and a Triumph TR7 replica. I hope you enjoyed looking at all these cars I made, as I had as much fun making them as I did showing them off to you. Tutorials for these 3 cars will be coming soon. Well, not this one, because as you know, it's a replica of the black race car. But maybe I will share a link to how to make the stickers for that, but probably not till around Christmas time. I know it's a push since Christmas 2019 just ended, but I think it's better around that time. So I hope you enjoyed this extra video of me showcasing all the cars and the bonus cars. And if you ask me, out of all my cars, my favourite would have to be the Cyber Concept. Probably my most favourite original car I've ever made. That's all for now, and I'll see you in my next video, which is more than likely to be a PS4 game again. Bye.